It's showtime.
Hello, cadets. Welcome to another episode of the Big Monster, excuse me, briefing group. Where did that come from? Episode 142. We're going to be talking about Stephen King's Dreamcatcher. A lot of people in the news today are bandying the word weird about today. So this movie is definitely very weird, as is what I'm wearing. It's just my tactical camouflage for aquatic movies and snow movies. There's a lot of snow in this movie. So let me bring up my able-bodied assistants, Major Hazzard and Master Sergeant Havoc. And let's go ahead and bring up our guest, our Stephen King expert, Miss Ruby Rae Moore.
Hi.
The gang's all here.
The gang is all here. We're all very happy to be here. We love when Ruby comes because she's a powerhouse of knowledge. She knows all about Stephen King. She's so smart and cute, and we just love her. And she's amazing. So we're always grateful to have you, Ruby. Thank you. You're always a crowd pleaser.
Thanks.
Eyes up here, Hazzard. Eyes up here.
Okay,
I might disappoint you on this one. I don't know too much about this one, but I wanted to come along for the ride anyway. So I've got my IMAT. I've got my resources in front of me, so I can pull things as needed. I'm good with that.
Well, you're not alone because as Stephen King fans go, this is probably not on anybody's top 5 list. Nope. It's kind of a train wreck. This film, and the strange thing is you've got Lawrence Kasdan helming this thing, of Steven Spielberg fame, Indiana Jones and all that, and then you've got William Goldman writing the script, or William Golding. He is the guy that wrote the book about how to write screenplays. But for some reason, even with all this, and of course Stephen King, the master of horror. But for some reason, this train wreck just happened. It's just weird. Again, perfect word for it. Weird. So let's go ahead and get into our timeline and show everybody just how weird it is. This is a Village Roadshow, Castle Rock. Castle Rock is the company by Rob Reiner. And Warner Brothers. So Dreamcatcher, right out of the gate. We get the snow and the title. Now, Dreamcatcher is a kind of a woven thing that you hang up, and it's supposed to keep your dreams nice. Basically, keep the evil spirits out of your dreams.
Yes.
So we start with a character named Henry, played by Thomas Jane, and he's a psychiatrist, and he sees things. And he's freaking out his patient because he's telling his patient exactly why it is that he's eating himself to death. He blames himself for his mother's death. And the patient gets all upset and walks out. So most psychologists would, take some notes at their desk. But he pulls out a gun and sticks it up to his head. And looks like he's going to commit suicide. And then he gets a call from his friend Jonesy, who is a teacher, played by Damian Lewis. And again, they kind of have this link to each other, the mental link to each other. And then we meet Pete, played by Timothy Oliphant, who can find things. He's really good at finding things. They all learn these tricks, these superpowers from a kid named Duddits, whom they rescued when they were young. So he finds this woman's keys, says, "Hey, why don't you come out and have some dinner with me?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'll do that." And he's just so weird. She's just, she never shows. So the last guy who's part of this group is played by Jason Lee. His name's Beaver. And they show him, he's kind of an alcoholic, as is Pete. And he has a thing for toothpicks dipped in alcohol.
You know, I was looking at that, you know, watching this training film. I kept thinking that was Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds.
He looks a lot like Ryan Reynolds.
I did. I had the same kind of feeling.
Yeah. Had that same kind of attitude and kind of the way he was throwing jokes around and stuff. It's like this could have been played by Ryan Reynolds, which is made now.
Yeah.
I can hear that. That's very much a Jason Lee way he.
Yep.
Jason Lee has a very distinctive voice. They used that to full effect when he played Underdog.
Yeah.
So he calls up Jonesy, and they're talking about getting together at their cabin that they hang out at, you know, on the weekends sometimes. And Jonesy crosses the street. He sees Duddits, but Duddits when he was a child, and he's waving him to come through the street, and he walks in the street. He gets hit by a car, and he has one of those moments where he dies and he comes back from the dead. And again, I'm not sure. There's really not much of a use for that in this, but there it is. Except to just be more weird. So yeah, the paramedics are hugging each other real tight as they talk to him. Not sure what that's all about. I'm strangling this other. And then Duddit shows up as a kid again. He's in the thing. So 6 months later, they finally get out to the cabin, all of them. The group is together again.
Yeah, they are.
And now it's too dark and I can't see what's going on.
It's just the four guys standing around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and then he tells them that he saw Duddits and as a kid, naked, waving him out into the street. And again, they could have had Duddits in his regular clothes. Why have him naked? What the hell is that all about?
Well, because that's how they saw him the first time they met him. You see that in the flashback.
Oh, so they're all kind of having flashbacks of him, like seeing him in different ways.
Yeah.
Mm. So, yeah. They all toast to the Dreamcatcher. What the hell is this?
Oh, they're burning something. Oh, they're burning a bunch of old stuff.
Oh, okay. No. This is Jonesy telling him about his. In his mind, he has created this like library.
Oh yeah, his library. Yeah.
Again, this is the weirdest darn
secret thing. Yeah.
And he has to sometimes take files from his mind down to a wood burner.
That's right. Yeah.
And,
they asked about. If you remember the lyrics of Blue Bayou, yeah.
Get rid of Blue Bayou, the lyrics to Blue Bayou, did you? No, of course not.
Man, I want that power.
Sometimes, yeah, I have to clean up my brain by burning some files. That's like his power is he can bury things deep away in his mind. There they are toasting to the Dreamcatcher.
Yeah.
Duddits made that for them.
All right.
You know,
yeah,
that's the thing about this movie. You know, talk about weird. The Dreamcatcher it doesn't really even figure into the plot that much.
I was going to mention that
Yeah.
earlier when we were talking.
I mean, they make a big deal about it, but it doesn't actually do anything. Doesn't stop
Right.
the thing, I mean, it's just
There's
there.
a lot of things like that in this movie.
Yeah.
It's just like, wait a minute. How is that supposed to move things forward?
Exactly.
So there's a flashback to Derry, Maine, because it's a Stephen King film. You have to have the characters and kids in Derry.
Yeah.
So it's all
Always.
it's Stand By Me all over again.
Mm-hmm.
So the kids find a shirt and a lunchbox, a Scooby-Doo lunchbox, and they hear some crying and some whimpering. They're on their way to there's a factory, and if you look into the window, there's supposedly a naked girl pinned up on the wall. But it turns out that it's not really a naked girl. It's just a girl in scanty clothes, and it's a disappointment. And anyway, I digress. That's the way this script is. It's just all over the place. So they hear some crying, and they go to check it out, and it's Duddits naked down to his underwear, and some teenage boys are trying to feed him some shit.
Yep, literally. Yep.
Yeah,
just bunch of bullies. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And it's ironic because there is an alien that pops out later in this film that looks like a piece of shit. and it comes out of people's anuses. And I'm not saying comes out. I mean it blows out your anus like colon blow.
Which gives new meaning to blow it out your ass. So there you go.
It's a terrible way to go. If Stephen King could think of a death that is very, very painful and demoralizing, well, there it is.
There it is. Yep.
By the way, Stephen King's wife, who is also a writer in her own right, poet and author, she nicknamed these creatures the shit weasels, which is actually they actually use the name. I forgot that they actually use the real name, the shit weasels.
Yeah, that's what they call them. Yep.
That's what one of the characters calls them in the movie. And again, we got that from his wife. His wife, delightful.
Tabitha.
There you go. So the kids start using their superpowers. Hey, we know who you are. We know, and actually, they how could they use their superpowers? They just met Duddits. Anyway,
that's later, but yeah,
they're just smart. They're smart kids. They say, hey, what is the town going to say when they find out? You tried to feed him shit, and it works. The kids go, you better stay out of our way. Yeah, they're acting tough, but they get the hell out of there. So, so they save Duddits, and they go to look at the picture, and again, they're disappointed. The girl's got clothes on, but we weren't here to see the girl. We were here to save Duddits. That's why we were here just now.
Yeah.
So at the local, in this cabin area that they're at, the local store, it looks like a storm is brewing. A snowstorm. What they don't know is that an alien ship has crash landed close to this area. And Jonesy, when he's trying to hunt, he sees this guy, Rick McCarthy. And Rick McCarthy stumbles across his path, his line of sight. He's going to try to shoot deer, and he's kind of disoriented, and he's got some red splotches on his neck and his face, and he says, I ate some berries, and maybe I have an allergic reaction to them. And he takes him into the house to help him out. Meanwhile, the other guys, Pete and Henry, are driving back to the cabin. So Rick, unfortunately, is belching and farting, and it's heinous. So he's definitely having some kind of reaction to these berries that he ate, or that he thought he ate. So they put him to bed. Beaver and Jonesy. Beaver is now part of. He was at the cabin when they came in. So the red splotches on his face are growing, which is not good. And they're wondering if he might be contagious. And on their way back, driving through the snow, they have to go through. There's a like a place where snow collects, and they have to barrel through it, which they do with the Jeep or the truck there. And they almost hit a woman that's just sitting there in the middle of the road. I mean, they come very close to hitting her, and they end up rolling the vehicle over and over and over and over.
And she's just chilling.
And okay, I get that. Now you don't have a vehicle. How are you going to get out of there? Okay, I get that. It's an obstacle. And here comes the one part of this film that is truly chilling for me.
Mm-hmm.
And that is all of the animals, bears, woodchucks, rabbits, deer, they're all making their way, they're trying to make their way out of the woods there. Wolves,
yeah.
they're not attacking each other. They're just all heading in the same direction, trying to get the hell out of there. And
Exactly.
that's really, really weird and disconcerting. There it is. So, that in itself is amazing that they were able to stage that. This is before CGI was popular, by the way. This movie. So I don't think that was CGI.
Yeah.
I think that was actual live animals wrangled to work in the same shot. So a helicopter comes overhead, and the guys are like, "Hey, get us out of here! It's snowing, and the animals are coming out of here. It's bad." And they're like, "Oh yeah, we'll get you out of there soon. Don't worry. You just stay where you are."
Yeah.
It's a military helicopter. And they're trying to keep them there, obviously. So we meet Morgan Freeman's character, Colonel Abram Curtis. I'm sorry. Yeah, Colonel. He's a colonel. I thought he was a general. I'm sorry. He's a colonel. He's the head of whatever operations keeping them in place. And Jason Lee's character, Beaver, flips him off.
Mm-hmm. And he doesn't look happy about it.
So the guys go up to the woman, and she's still alive. They thought she was frozen, but she's still alive. And I guess it's Rick's wife. She said, "I got to find Rick." But I couldn't figure out which character she was on IMDb. So, so she will just be the woman in the road. So now. Jonesy and Beaver are made aware of the fact that there is blood all over the floor of their cabin now. And they go to the bedroom, and Rick has gotten up to go to the toilet, and there's blood all over the sheets. And he doesn't seem to be aware of the fact that he's hemorrhaging. Because he's in the toilet. He's like, "Leave me alone, guys. Come on, give me some privacy." They're trying to get in there, and they break into the bathroom, and just as they break into the bathroom, that's a censored bunghole, by the way, because it's truly, I mean, they show like his bunghole is stretched out like Strepto bungholus.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah. No.
Something
That's
big
their
has
reaction.
made an exit from him, and he has fallen into the tub. And again, they're like, he made a huge spelunk. He's got to be alive. You know, something in the toilet is trying to get out. So Beaver jumps onto the toilet seat and goes, "Oh my God, I got to hold this thing down." And Jonesy goes running to find the duct tape in the shed out back. So Beaver is like, this thing is obviously big, and it's aggressive. It's trying to get out of the toilet. He keeps reaching forward to try to he drops his toothpicks on the floor and on the blood. And there's a couple of toothpicks that are in an area far from his reach that's not in blood. So he's trying to reach for a toothpick, and damned if he doesn't get his butt off the seat too far, and the thing gets out, and it's a shit weasel.
Yeah.
It's an alien piece of shit with teeth.
Hi-de-ho.
It looks kind of like a snake, but like with his whole head opens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bites his hand, bites his fingers
it's
off.
like an eel, actually. It's like an eel.
Yeah.
The bottom part of his head opens up to show a gnarly mouth full of teeth. And I could see kids making this out of Play-Doh, rolling this thing out, putting the teeth in, splitting the mouth open, which the mouth is like not side by side, but the vertical. So,
yeah, there you go. Yeah, Ruby's got it.
Bites the hell out of it, bites his fingers off. It bites him on the neck. The thing is vicious. And,
shit weasel.
Yeah, Jonesy comes in just in time to watch it kill, Beaver. Beaver's like, get the hell out of here and save yourself. Don't be a hero. Well, too late. Thing takes him out. So now Jonesy tries to hold the door shut. And this is something I don't understand. Is how can this thing turn the knob if it's a shit weasel? But somehow it's wrapped itself around the knob of the door. The thing's only like 3 feet long.
Yeah.
It's wrapped itself around and it's turning and pulling it. It's got some kind of traction where it's able to pull the door. Makes no sense whatsoever. So he's trying to hold the door shut. The shit weasel's trying to open the door and get out. And then this character, this large alien, is called Mr. Gray. And it's behind him. He turns around and there's Mr. Gray staring him in the face. This giant 8-foot tall alien, Gray. And this is not what the alien really looks like. We deduce that by the end of the film, that the aliens make themselves look like a different alien that looks a little more attractive and not so scary.
Yeah.
But then again, the shit weasel comes out and wraps itself around his neck and, like it's his pet. It's like, okay, this thing's not good. It's got to be bad because the shit weasel's on his shoulder now. So he sprays the whole room with this red mist. Again, this red stuff that's everywhere is part of this alien's thing. And it gets all into Jonesy. So we think Jonesy has died or is gone or something. We're not sure. Now we find out that the military has moved into this area and they've quarantined this area. And the people that have the red splotchy stuff in there, they know that this is part of an alien invasion thing. This has happened before. So we're seeing lots of helicopters, lots of Humvees. So we find out that Colonel Abraham Curtis has been dealing with this shit for 25 years, and we've never heard about it because he's contained it every time. Every time these aliens crash land here, he's contained it.
Yeah.
And Tom Sizemore plays Owen. Owen. And he is to take over for Curtis. Curtis is to retire, and Owen is supposed to take over. And there's another general, General Matheson, that doesn't like the way Curtis handles these things. He thinks that there might be a chance to save some of these people from these alien attacks. And Curtis is like, no, you got to kill them all. That's the only way to stop it. And so he's insane. It's pretty clear he's insane. It's Morgan Freeman, and he's pretty much right straight out of his mind. So they bring in a character, Maples, who has let something slide through the perimeter. He's let somebody slide through the perimeter, and he lies about it. And Curtis questions him on it. And then he makes him say, okay, tell me Scout's honor that you didn't do that. And he puts his hand up, Scout's honor, and of course, Curtis, being the crazy bastard he is, shoots him in the hand. I just wanted you to put the target up on me, son. And Owen is watching all of this, and he's like, "Oh well, that's peculiar." So now, there's something creepy about the eyebrows, too, because to my recollection, Morgan Freeman doesn't have those crazy white eyebrows.
No.
Anyway, I think that was something they added to this.
Yeah.
They gave him a buzz cut and give him nice, scary white eyebrows.
To make him more sinister looking, yeah.
Yeah.
He definitely looks pretty
He looks like
sinister right
Grinch.
there.
So, what do we got here? I think Henry.
He's got Henry coming back. He went and got some beers, and he's coming back to the camp or something.
Oh, that's right. They found a house, and they set up a fire for the woman to try to warm her up. And he says, "Don't leave the woman. Keep an eye on her. Don't go back to the car and get drinks, alcohol." And he does. And of course, while he was away, the shit weasel came out of her ass. It did. He's sitting there talking to her. She's dead.
I just love the way you say it, though. The shit weasel came out of her ass.
That's what happened.
I like it. It's so funny.
Nice little red trail in the snow where he came out. Pete, having drank several beers, has to relieve himself. And all this time, they're showing the shit weasel like moving under the ice, moving under the snow. And he pees on the thing.
Yeah.
He's writing his name on the snow.
Grabs onto his wanker. It just jumps right up there and grabs him by the wanker. Ah! So that's what any normal red-blooded kid would do with a shit weasel on his wanker. He puts it on the fire. He jumps on the fire. And to be honest with you, I screenshot this a couple of days ago. Mm-hmm. I can't remember if he kills the shit weasel. I think it gets away, doesn't it?
I feel like it does.
Yeah, it does.
So, I mean, that's like a loose end, a huge loose end at the end of this film. Is that, wait a minute, what happened to the shit weasel? That other one.
Right.
Because these things lay eggs.
Yeah, I think it does get away. Yeah.
I don't think he kills it. To my recollection, he doesn't kill it. It just disappears, just goes away, because he's hurting it.
Yes.
And Jonesy, I think, comes up next.
Yeah, he shows up. Yeah.
Did we miss the shot of Jonesy getting out on the ski sled?
Yeah, they're rolling it back.
She's rolling it back now. Okay, thank you, Hazzard. Oh no, that's not it. That's when he's peeing on it.
Yep. A couple more. There
he is.
There he is. Okay, here Jonesy comes out of. This is the craziest part of the film, and it makes no sense at all. But he comes out on the ski sled, on the snow sled, and when he talks as Mr. Gray, he's talking with his own voice. But when he talks as Mr. Gray, there's a British accent.
Yeah.
Because as we know from watching Star Wars and etc., all aliens from outer space have British accents.
That's right. That's right. Well, you know what's funny, as this guy here, Damian Lewis, he actually is English, and that's his that's his real voice.
Right.
Or his real accent.
That's
yes.
So yeah, anytime he's talking as Mr. Gray, the evil Mr. Gray.
British accent,
it's a very British accent, but it's so British. It's like Terry Colvin.
Exaggerated it, yeah. That shot was, they used that in the trailer where he's all of a sudden just turns and smiles. You know, just you realize, right? Whoa,
it's so creepy.
He's creepy. He's always smiling. Yes, there you go. So he's
I think possession stuff is always creepy.
Yeah.
And he's a happy camper. Okay, so Shit Weasel gets burned. Jonesy shows up. His eyes turn yellow, and he starts hurting Pete. So they know it's not Jonesy anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However, Jonesy is watching from inside his mind. He's in that little library in his mind. He's not completely out of his mind. Although if you see him here, you would think. But no, he's watching everything that's going on, evidently, and he's up aghast. He is aghast that Mr. Gray has taken over his body and he's hurting his friends.
Yes.
So he actually asks Pete to show him where something is, and Pete does that little trick that he does where he spins his finger and the little thing points that way. Hey, where did you learn that? How can you do that? I can do that, but I don't know why you can do it. You're not from England. We British can do that. We British aliens. But so he's Jonesy is trying to hide all the facts about Duddits from him. That they met Duddits, and Duddits actually is an alien from another planet who has been preparing them his whole life for this.
Yes.
And that's the key to it all, is that Duddits is an alien. He's been setting them up for this so that they have the skills they need to protect Earth from these aliens. So Henry goes back to the cabin. There's red shit all over the place, everywhere, growing. It's like red moss. It's growing on the Dreamcatcher. It's growing on the lamps. And he goes into the bedroom, and the bloody bed has
like a nest, right?
Yeah, like a gaggle of little green eggs that this shit weasel has laid.
Yeah, I think that's the shit weasel kind of protecting it.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So he kills the shit weasel.
All it's missing is some ham.
He shoots it in the.
I do not like them, Sam Diane. So yeah, he kills the shit weasel. He shoots it, which is a good way to kill them. Once they're out of the anus, you can shoot them.
Fire, not
shoot
not
real
fire.
good, but don't let them bite your dick.
Yeah,
because that'll be bad.
Dick.
He goes back behind the bed, and turns out the shit weasel has already laid a whole bunch of eggs back there, and they have hatched already.
Oh no.
Worse. So these little freaking mini shit weasels are crawling around on the floor towards his boot. He's trying to step on them as best as he can, but it's just nasty. Get out of that cabin. Just so he's trying to set. He decides I'm going to set the whole goddamn place on fire. So he goes and he gets what is that liquid that you use for barbecues?
Kerosene or propane?
Yeah, some kind of kerosene. There you go.
Yeah.
And he's spraying it all over the bed, and he tries to get the matches out, but he throws the matches. Unfortunately, they're all over the floor where the little shit weasels are crawling around. And he has one match in his hand, and he's able to start it. Now, if I were him, I'd try to get the box and strike it on the side of the box, but he decides to do it with his finger. God, luckily, in the script, it lights. Excuse me, I think I swallowed a shit weasel. Need more peach tea.
That'll kill it.
Yeah.
So he lights that bad boy up, smiles, and tosses it right there in the kerosene and burns up the little baby shit weasel. And burns down the cabin. Their cabin that they spent all those great times at, it's gone.
Yeah. And the Dreamcatcher.
And the Dreamcatcher, which has got red shit all over it.
Which
had
which had nothing to do with this plot.
So anyway,
It did
you can give up a Dreamcatcher. You can make another one. So another flashback. There's a missing girl, and they ask Duddits, how help us to find this girl. And that's where it shows him teaching Beaver how to do the trick where you can find things. And they find her. She's down in one of those sewer drains.
Yeah,
she's wandered down there.
Because where's Lassie when you need him?
Right.
So they get her out. They make a human chain and pull her out, and that's that little moment.
Yeah.
So, because again, in Stephen King films, you got to go back to childhood, show the children,
I was
then
gonna
get back
say,
to the adults.
Yep.
Okay, so from my perspective, very interesting scene. They are going to check out the crashed alien ship.
Yes.
And the thing
and
about
blow it up.
What's that?
And blow it up.
Well, they're going to blow it up. Yeah. Well, why not? All the time they are trying to get to attack mode. They are hearing voices in their head from the aliens going, "Oh, there's nothing wrong here. We're good aliens. We're not harmful," and shit like that in their heads. And Morgan Freeman tells them all right, don't listen to it. They're just trying to get in your head. These things are ugly. They're not nice, and they are trying to invade and infect. So Tom Sizemore is also there, Owen, and we see the aliens there reaching up, looking like nice aliens, and they're blowing them up, and it's fun. And then we see them change into these gnarly giant penises. Which is, come on, look at that! Look at that!
They're very phallic.
Yeah.
They're very, very phallic.
That's a giant penis. That's what the shit
With
weasels
the
look
arms.
at full when they grow up. They look like giant penis. And then the penis is open, and you see the teeth, and there you go. So these are gnarly. And again, they go back up into the ship. The last few that they haven't killed go back up into the ship, and they hit the self-destruct button.
Yeah.
So to speak.
Yeah.
But that was a big green penis. You can't tell me right there. You can't look at it.
Where is the...
That is a big green
Yeah.
penis. Look at that. There's even a head on it. Come on.
Is that
Good grief.
either that or they captured the Jolly Green Giant?
So, and they're just moving their way up into the ship. It's just rising up into the ship,
Yep.
penetrating right up into the bottom of the ship.
Oh, gosh. Oh, man.
So this
Now,
movie is all
this is-
about
this
shit
is all-
and penis.
Yeah. It's turned into a corn film here. But don't this whole part remind you of it's like you know what? Let's just make this Independence Day. It's like Independence Day and Apocalypse Now all kind of mashed together.
Well, this actually came before Independence Day, didn't it?
Probably.
No.
Yeah. No?
This was 2000. This was 2003. Independence Day was like 1996.
Oh,
or
okay,
something.
all right.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Oh, I guess, yeah, my time frame's
I guess
off
they
a little
did.
bit.
Yeah, I got my time backwards. Okay, well, that's a big ripoff then. I think they could have come up with better alien designs.
I don't know. Maybe that was the whole thing. He was like, you know what we're going to be known for, man? These aliens going to look like cocks, man. And everyone's never going to forget it. Just wait. They'll be talking about it in 20 years. Make them look like green cocks. But first make them look like shit. First make them look like shit with vaginas on the end, and then turn them into cocks. Yeah.
By the way, this
That's
show
what
is
they
not for children. Forgot to say that at the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
Graphic stories here sometimes, and we show old Morgan Freeman with his white eyebrows, and that's
white
just,
eyebrows, yeah.
not for kids. Not for kids.
Nope.
No, sorry.
Well, I double checked. And yeah, Independence Day was 1996.
Oh,
Okay.
damn.
All right,
Yeah,
well,
that makes sense.
They were trying to cash in on that, then, I guess.
I think so. Yeah. Even the way the ship looked kind of was like the look. Yep. So
It's the same look.
yeah.
So again, when it starts to self-destruct, it's the red shit again. And Morgan Freeman's like, "Get the hell out of there! I self-destructing. Get out, please, get out of there." And Tom Sizemore gets out, but a lot of the guys don't. So we go back to Jonesy and Pete on the sled, the snow sled, and he ends up killing Pete. It's like, well, you know, you don't really, or you're not really serving me any purpose. So he kills Pete, and again, he's watching from the bookstore there. He's not happy about it. Jonesy, the real Jonesy, is not happy about it. And then he has a habit of waving down people, in the middle of the night. He's standing in the street, standing in the road, and waving people down. In this case, it's a trucker, who's actually moving some alien byproduct. And I guess somehow he knows that. And Jonesy is trying to yell out. But you know, he's not able to get a message out to the driver.
No.
So there is a German Shepherd in the cab with the driver. He says, "Your taillight's out, it looks like." The guy's like, "This guy's weird." But he gets out of the truck. What are we watching here?
Jonesy moving some boxes. Guess he's gonna burn them.
Oh yeah.
Burning the ones in his
Alien is
mind.
way into that realm somehow.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
he's burning the Duddit stuff. He's trying to.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
What's his name? Henry. He gets captured by the military.
Oh, that's right.
Or by the Blue Book.
Henry's roaming around, and yeah, he gets caught by the military, taken to the camp.
Yep.
Where all the other poor people. Owen is getting a firsthand knowledge of the alien infection and how it spreads and what it does to people. And basically, Curtis says, you know, we got to kill them all. It's the only way to ensure that you know, this thing stops here. But Henry, you know, tries to hail him over, Owen, when he comes out, and tell him, you know.
He reads his mind.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. He finds out about General O'Neill, or General Matheson, I'm sorry, played by Michael O'Neill. And he tries to play that card. And at first we think that maybe Owen is not going to buy it. And then he goes back out and he talks to him some more later. And but first he has to go in and talk to Curtis. And again, they set up more Curtis shtick about killing everybody. And, you know, you're gonna take over for me. Oh, by the way, he gives him a gun. A Colt 45 with pearl handles that was given to him supposedly by John Wayne as a gift.
Yeah.
And I've got something to say about that a little later when they show the gun later in the movie. But anyway, yeah, this is he goes back out to talk to the doctor, the psychologist, Henry. And Henry basically says, you know, you got to get me out of here. Because my friend Jonesy is carrying one of these aliens, and he's going to try to get to the water reservoir by Boston, I guess, and poison that. So if you get me out of here, I can find somebody that will help us. I know he'll help us. His name's Duddits, and we'll go there and stop Jonesy. So the craziest part about this movie is that Owen helps him to escape.
Mm-hmm.
And the entire time you can see on his face, oh my God, this guy's insane, and I just killed my career. Like every scene after this, every time Henry opens his mouth, something crazy happens. Like, oh, I'm getting a message from Jonesy. Oh, great. I just killed my career, and this guy's a loony. So there he is, escaping with Henry, and there's Morgan Freeman's reaction shot. Damn it! I didn't think much of Owen when he first came. Now he's helping crazies escape. So, oh, by the way, Jonesy has fed some of this alien shit to red shit to the German Shepherd. So he's got a shit weasel growing in him. The German Shepherd. Aw, they're killing a puppy.
I know that was like, no, don't hurt the dog.
Yeah.
Well, and they show in the pictures on the wall in Curtis's office there, in his mobile office, that the animals have the red shit on their fur and stuff. So it's like they get infected too.
Mm-hmm.
And they try to get out. They try to get that's why they were moving in one direction. They were trying to get out of there to spread the infection. Anyway, they contain him and kill him. Henry and Owen get to Dudditz's house.
Yeah.
And Dudditz's mom, welcomes Henry. She hasn't seen him in a while. Dudditz is, grown up now. They've all grown up now. And he has leukemia. Dudditz does.
Mm-hmm.
And did one of the weirdest casting decisions in the history of filmmaking. Donnie Wahlberg plays grown-up Dudditz.
Yeah.
Oopie doopie doo.
I love Donnie D.
So now we find out that the John Wayne's gun has a tracking device in it. I'm sure that dude put it there for Curtis. In case you lose the gun, you'll be able to find it, Pilgrim. So the mother knows that this is going to be Dudditz's last stand. He's going out to attack the alien and kill the alien, and he's not going to make it. So he's barely hanging on right now, and they wrap him up in nice coats and a nice hat and take him away. Meanwhile, Jonesy has to change vehicles. He takes out a cop and takes the cop car, and he moves his new German Shepherd pal with the shit weasel in it to the car. And Dudditz and Henry have a moment in the car on their way to the reservoir, and General Matheson takes over, but Curtis escapes in a helicopter. He takes a helicopter. Evidently, he knows how to fly a helicopter, and we established that in the attack scene. And he is not going after the alien now. He just wants to kill Owen for screwing up his whole operation. So Jonesy crashes into a snowbank. So he has to walk to the last quarter mile there to the reservoir. So that slows him down a bit. And Henry and Owen show up on the scene. And Owen using his tactical moves with his gun. Trying to see if he can kill an alien.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And there's the helicopter bearing down on him. And Morgan Freeman is pissed, damn it. I'm going to shoot you, Owen. I'm going to shoot you. So full of holes. Jonesy is inside trying to pry open the grate to the water supply. The dog, he puts the dog on his shoulders and brings him in.
Yeah.
Like a fur coat. And it becomes a standoff between Owen and Curtis.
Mm-hmm.
And Curtis manages to shoot the helicopter and take it down, but he gets shot really bad in the process.
Yeah.
So they take each other out. So now the military aspect of the film is over. It's done.
Yeah.
One gives up for the other.
It's up to Dudditz now.
Yeah, Dudditz is going to save the day. There we go. He shoots the tail rotor and boom. You bastard. You shot my helicopter. God damn it. Take that, bastard. I didn't like your eyebrows anyway. And there's, I want to say Dudditz, but there's Owen's last stand right there. Got it. Now, Henry grabs his gun and goes to the inside. He tells Dudditz, stay here, be safe. And I'm going to go inside and try to square off with Jonesy. But we all know, the audience knows that the guy that's going to save the day is Dudditz,
Yeah.
It has to be. He's the guy that gave them all the powers that they have. The shit weasel comes out of the dog Aw.
Aw.
And goes to join Jonesy, and Jonesy is ecstatic because it only takes one of these. They established in a scene earlier that it only takes one of these things to really start a major infestation.
Yeah.
So if he drops one of these shit weasels into the reservoir, that's it. I mean, all of Boston's going to be infected. So shit weasel slithers on over, and then Henry goes up. And Henry and Jonesy is trying to pretend he's the real Jonesy.
Yeah.
But the shit weasel attacks Henry anyway.
Yeah.
Sick him. No, he doesn't sick him. So he's shooting at the shit weasel, and it's moving fast. And it's a dumb shit weasel because it just jumps on the barrel of the gun. Like it's trying to swallow the barrel of the gun. So what do? Well, you pull the trigger.
Yeah.
He blows the thing to kingdom come. But this is a very defiant shit weasel. It manages to lay one egg on its deathbed. As Jonesy is trying to distract Henry from watching the shit weasel do that. And the egg hatches fast, too. The egg hatches real fast. See, there's the one green egg.
Yeah.
No ham. And it like splits open instantly. It's like, okay, we're going to make this fast. We got to make this fast. But this little shit weasel's got to get into the water.
Just waiting for it.
So as Henry sits down on the floor and he's going back and forth with Jonesy, in comes Duddit. Ooby dooby doo, we got more to do. Donnie Wahlberg, as you have never seen him before, folks.
Oh goodness.
He's married to like a super hot wife too. That's what kills me.
He was also, in Sixth Sense, he was the patient at the end, so maybe it was this film around the same time. Maybe he kind of already was typecast.
Spoiler alert. Yeah, he's the one that kills Bruce Willis, right? Yeah. What's so funny is Mark Wahlberg, is this really handsome guy with a full head of hair, and then he's got the brother, Donnie Wahlberg, and doobie doobie doo. So when Jonesy sees Duddits, he freaks out because it's Mr. Gray, and he realizes this is another alien that can potentially take me out. Mm-hmm. He doesn't even realize that the plan is for Duddits to infect him with the leukemia. Because, again, at the end of most alien invasion movies, you kill them with something that kills us here on Earth. Some of our diseases and nasty things. So we finally get to see the full-grown alien in all of its glory there. But then, he stabs Duddits and it gets infected with the leukemia, and boom, it kills him. Kills them both. Takes them both out. Yeah. So Duddits saved the day. And just so we know that it's Jonesy at the end, that it's the real Jonesy, he steps on the one little alien that has made it an inch. It's made it about an inch away from the reservoir. He steps right on it.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if Jonesy survived at the end. Stephen King usually doesn't. His characters usually don't survive, but it's like let me write the happiest ending I can write for you. They all die.
Right. Yeah.
He did that in Cujo. He did it. I mean, then they changed it in the movies. The movies they gotta have some kind of a happy ending. So, and he hates it when they change his work. So anyway, Henry still has Jonesy, and Jonesy still has Henry. So 2 of them died, 2 of them survived.
There you go.
And that's the end of the training film.
Yep.
Yeah. The other guys just. Sorry.
See, I thought the ending was kind of like The Thing. Like, is he really himself again, or I kind of leave it kind of vague.
Shit weasel on him. Mm.
I mean, yeah. I mean, because he has that same kind of weird smile at the end and that's the last thing you see is him smiling.
Oh yeah, you're right.
That's just
So,
Amy.
but yeah. So you hope, yeah, okay. Well, maybe they, when Mr. Gray gets killed, that he becomes himself again.
Yeah, he comes out of Jonesy to fight Duddits.
Yeah.
That's what we're led to believe. But yeah. Some people probably think, like you, that wait a minute, did all of it come out of him?
Well, we'll never know because they never wrote a part 2.
I mean, if he starts talking in a British accent,
God.
yeah, I do.
Dreamcatcher 2. Oh my God.
There you go.
No.
Right. I feel like I went and saw this at the theater too, and was just like, what?
I did. And in the theater, everybody walked out scratching their head. I mean,
Like,
seriously, everyone was like,
what did we just see?
We just watched.
But
That was the worst movie I've ever seen. Yeah.
And
Yes.
What's sad about this is there was actually a good movie that could have been made if they had just made it about the kids, with their psychic ability and all that. That was great. I love those parts.
Yeah.
All the alien invasion bullshit. Yeah, it's like, seen it, done it.
Seems like I read somewhere that the original story was that it wasn't an alien invasion; it was an invasion of some subterranean from under the earth.
Well, even that would.
Anyway,
even that would have been a little bit more original. But I would have seen a movie about the kids getting their psychic powers, but then
that would have been.
We have Stranger Things, so I guess in the end they did do that.
Okay, where they went wrong, we're gonna get it right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Huh.
Because that would have reminded me of it. Reminded me, it's like this is kind of like Stranger Things now.
Well, again, that show is homage actually to not really this. Like you said, this came out in 2003. That was actually homage to like the movies of the 80s.
The 80s,
or at least it was the first couple of seasons. I haven't watched the last 2 seasons, but I should. One of the people I know did makeup effects on in the last season and got an award for it. Anyway, but I digress. Again, they could have made this into a 2-part, and they might. Stephen King is notorious for selling the rights to another group and then having them redo it again. They've done Salem's Lot a few times. They've done what are some of the other ones they've redone?
They remade the one with the hotel.
The Shining.
Oh, The Shining. Yeah.
The Shining. The Shining. Thank you. Yeah.
What's the one where they have the big plague that takes out most of the earth and there's only
The
a few people left?
Stand.
The Stand.
The Stand. They've redone The Stand.
Yeah.
And I heard they're redoing the damn it.
They redone Carrie.
What?
With the sheriff.
It?
Well, they redid it too as well. So
the
Dark Half.
The Dark Half.
Oh, the Dark Half. Okay.
The Dark Half.
Yeah.
They redid The Mist as a TV show. It was started out as a movie, which also had Thomas Jane in it, I think.
They did that, and I don't remember it being a TV show.
Doing that.
Look for it. I love that one. That
one's very depressing.
That's one of my favorite short stories, or what would it be called, like a novella in like one of his like short story books. But that was like one of my all-time favorites. Right. It's just such a creepy story. And the ending.
He let John Durban get a hold of that one, and Durban does a great Stephen King. I mean, he's very loyal to the material. He did Redemption. He did The Green Mile. And he did The Mist, and oh my God, The Mist it's like a real downer.
It is. The ending. Oh, I don't want to talk about it.
No.
So, so there it is. We had to get Dreamcatcher out of the way because it was just too damn weird.
Thanks for inviting me.
So thank you for coming on. Thank you for joining us again. We always love having you on the show.
Yep.
Thanks, guys.
Again, the next one we'll probably do is The Mist.
Oh.
Stephen King, by gosh.
Yeah.
So thank you, folks, for tuning in. Again, don't show this one to the kids. We're talking about penises and shit all the time. Oh, and I almost forgot. Those penis aliens, a face that only a mother could love.
Thank you. I was waiting. I didn't want to be annoying, but thank you.
That's our catchphrase. We do it every show, when she gets very upset. I could have done that at Rick McCarthy before he shat himself to death.
Oh no!
Basically, Mother Club. I almost reached out to that guy. He's still around, Rick McCarthy, and I almost reached out to him. I'll definitely be sending a copy of this to him. So until next time, and Thursday we'll be doing Seventh Voyage of Sinbad, I believe, if I'm correct in my assumption. And
you are.
See you then. Until then, keep an eye out for those big monsters.